Frank DiCarlo, a friend of mine, is with me here today, and I want to tell a little story, and then I'm going to turn everything over to him. Frank runs Peasant in New York and also a restaurant called Baccaro, both great. And I went into Baccaro, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and had a steak that just blew my mind. It's not just a plain grilled steak, it's a real recipe, and we're going to let him talk about it.
Absolutely.
Hey, Frank.
How are you, Mark? Pleasure to be here.
So what's the deal here?
Well, as legend has it, this dish came about as the barbarians invaded the northern region of Italy, the northeastern region. It was a battle between the barbarians and the Visigoths. The Goths had won this. This is about 489 AD. And as a gift to the people supporting the Goths there, the leader, Theodoric, gave the people the horses. There were thousands of dead horses everywhere. So as a means to
make use of the meat?
Make use of the meat or somehow preserve it, they used the local wines. In this case, an Amarone, which is typical of the Veneto and only of the Veneto. And probably around 500 years later, they started using things like clove and cinnamon and nutmeg and
the exotic stuff.
Yeah, the more exotic stuff.
So this recipe
is the spices.
1,000 years old.
Yeah, it is.
Which is pretty cool.
At least, which is very cool. Of course, we're not using horse meat.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I am too.
What are we using?
This is a real nice ribeye. What I do is bring the wine to a boil.
It was a half a bottle. That wasn't a full bottle.
This is about half a bottle. Okay. And this will marinate at least 3 or 4 steaks. To this, cinnamon, a little clove, sugar, a tablespoon.
Yeah.
And either orange or whatever you have, a little citrus in here, perhaps a tangerine, and not forgetting the nutmeg. That's the marinade.
I don't know, when I tasted this, I could tell that it was, medieval or older because it was so obviously those sweet spices that you don't associate with meat for the most part.
Yeah.
So that's the marinade.
That's it.
You'd put this in here.
We put the steak, you'll take this and cool it.
Right.
And then at that point, you'll marinate the steak. And you could leave it for a week if you like. So this is what we're looking at now. This is the steak and the marinade.
I want to look at this for a second. Let's just get this out of the way. This is the most beautiful pan I've seen in a long time.
Thank you very much.
Really amazing.
This is a great find. I love finding beautiful pans like this. And this is the actual pan that we make this steak with every night in Baccaro.
So get it hot. You don't
need
any grease.
Get it really hot. This pan is at that point. There was no salt and pepper added to this, so we do this at the end.
Oh, you can smell it. Just jumps out of there. And what? A minute or 2 per side?
Yeah, maybe 2 minutes a side.
What color?
So this couldn't be any easier.
No, it couldn't be any easier. Well, that's why I brought you here, because you promised me that.
Yeah, these spices just work so well with the meat.
And for red wine, anything? I'm just trying to find a substitute for Amarone if people can't find it or it's too expensive at their local store or whatever.
Valpolicella is another wine from the region. Inexpensive. That's perfectly fine. And then in Italy right now, they're using the Valpolicella. That's it. It has a nice sear. The light sugar that's in the marinade creates that little caramelization that you see.
And you don't finish this, no sauce, nothing, right?
No, this steak is done.
Take it off then. What are you waiting for? Oh, gorgeous. Do you slice this?
We do at the restaurant.
Do you let it sit first, or you just go?
Well, we let it sit a minute and then slice it. No, that's beautiful.
That is gorgeous.
Wow.
Sugar, the acidity of the wine, the cloves, the nutmeg, that is wild stuff. So if you thought that there was no way to improve on a good ribeye, try this, because I'm telling you, it is really amazing. And thanks for bringing it here. It's really great to have you here. We don't have many guests, but we like you.
All right. Likewise.
Good.